How's it going, YouTube? AMG here, coming at you with another deck reveal. This time, I'll be showing off my Fantasia Maidens accompanied by a few fairy agents. I couldn't tell you how many times I tried making a Herald Fantasia build. It just didn't work. I also thought about incorporating Dark Lords, but alas, that didn't work too well either. Currently, agents seem to work harmoniously with the Maidens, allowing me to incorporate Transmodify for some rather crafty plays. And while I'm sure you'd love to hear my voice more, allow me to save my breath to instead explain my card choices. First up, I run 3 Mystical Shine Balls, easily summoned by the Agent of Creation Venus, for not only Rank 2 Xyz plays, but for Transmodify plays as well, as I'll soon get into when I reach Fantasia Maiden Sonata. I also run 2 Christias in place of 2 Hyperions. I found that with more decks relying on special summons, Christia was a bit more helpful than Hyperion. Currently, 1 Hyperion is sided, in case I need his popping effect. Initially, I ran Vanity's Ruler, but I decided to go with Christia because 1. Fantasia Prima Prodigy Mozart could special summon him, and 2. I was forced to squeeze in at least 2 Photon Sanctuaries just to assist with the summoning of Vanity's Ruler. That's 2 slots that could better be put to use elsewhere. Fantasia Prima Prodigy Mozart definitely helps this deck along, which is why I run her at 2 in this build. Once per turn, Mozart is able to special summon any fairy-type monster from my hand, which is helpful considering that my Fantasia Maidens only get their effects when they're special summoned. I also run 2 Agent of Miracles Jupiter to get over most boss monsters. He states that once per turn and until the end phase, I may banish 1 agent monster from my grave to have Jupiter gain 800 attack. 800 may not seem like much, but paired with Gachi Gachi Kantensu or a special summon Fantasia Maiden Sonata, Jupiter can be quite the force. Next up, we have 3 Fantasia Maiden Aria, one card that could definitely force your opponent to either misplay or use all their resources to get rid of 1. But that's okay, you'll have 2 more. Aria, when special summoned, cannot be destroyed by battle and cannot be targeted by card effects. So how do you get rid of her? Cleverly. She is perhaps the easiest Fantasia to special summon, as she is most commonly made through Transmodifying Venus, using Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen, or using Mozart's effect. I also run 2 Hecatrice. Not usually summoned, Hecatrice is only used for searching out one of 3 Valhallas, Hall of the Fallen. I also run 1 Honest because no light deck would be complete without him, and 3 Agent of Creation Venuses to special summon Mystical Shine Balls for Rank 2 Xyz plays, and to transmodify into any level 4 monsters in my deck. The last Fantasia Maiden I run in this deck is Fantasia Maiden Sonata, a rather helpful card if I am able to special summon her first. I usually transmodify into her from a Mystical Shine Ball. Sonata states that if she is special summoned, all fairy-type monsters I control gain 500 attack and defense. Helpful in beefing up the rest of my Fantasias, Sonata won't be sided out anytime soon. The last monster I play is Agent of Mystery Earth, my only tuner card which I run at 2. Helpful in special summoning level 5 and 6 synchro monsters. Earth is used mainly for her effect. Agent of Mystery Earth states that upon normal summoning her, I am able to add 1 other agent from my deck to my hand. Great for setting up, Earth isn't used much other than for her searching and synchro capabilities. For spells, I run 2 Transmodifies, a great way to upgrade into better monsters and go into my Fantasia Maidens, 2 MSTs to get rid of back row, and 2 Forbidden Lances, mainly to help Fantasia Aria in case of Dark Hole and Mirror Force. Lastly, I run 3 Valhallas Hall of the Fallen for easy fairy special summons. Helpful in summoning Mozart and Christia, Valhalla is desperately needed in this deck for some much needed speed. For traps, I run the staple Bottomless, Mirror Force, Torrential, and Deep Prison, all run at 1 each, and 2 Fiendish Chains to deal with my opponent's monster's effect. I also occasionally use this on Christia, allowing me to go after rank 8 Xyz plays. I run 1 Divine Wrath, once again dealing with the effects of my opponent's monsters, 1 Black Horn of Heaven to combat special summoning, and 1 Solemn Warning to combat all other types of summoning. For my extra deck, I run 2 level 6 synchros, 1 being Gravity Warrior, a great way to punish opponents running weak monsters who can't be destroyed by battle, such as Marshmallow, and 1 Vulcan the Divine, although he will most likely be switched out for Goyo Guardian. I also run 2 level 5 synchros, Catastor and Armates, both in which I won't explain because every duelist should know them by now. I run 2 rank 8 Xyz monsters, Sundragon Overlord for the popping effect and Felgran to combat monster effects. For rank 4s, I run Ragna 0 to combat decks that depend on increasing or decreasing their attack, such as Medolce's, 1 101 Silent Honor Arc because sharing is caring, 1 Fairy Cheer Girl for draw power, 1 Maestroke, and 1 Gagaga Cowboy. For rank 3 Xyz monsters, I run 1 Zen Mines, although you could easily put in a Leviathan Dragon or a Leviair, depending on your preference. As for rank 2 Xyz monsters, I run 1 Herald Pure Light, useful in putting cards back into the deck from the grave, 1 Gachi Gachi Kontetsu to beef up my monsters, and 1 Dark Mist for the lulz. I'm not going to reveal my side deck because side cards are all about preference. However, I want to talk to you guys about a card called Guardian of Order. Guardian of Order is a level 8 light warrior who can special summon himself as long as you control 2 or more light monsters. I like him because this deck utilizes a majority of light monsters, if you also consider the extra deck. I think he could be a great asset to this deck, should Fantasias decide to rank 8 spam. However, currently this deck is in much need of speed, and I might consider adding a Tethys or a Reload. But for now, this deck is consistent, and I won't try to fix what isn't broken. Could this deck be better? Yes, and I feel it could be great if only Fantasias had a monster in their archetype to special summon fairies from the grave, giving me the opportunity to incorporate Dark Lords. Despite everything, I hope this deck reveal wasn't a disappointment, as I thought very hard to make this build stand out from the basic Agent deck. Just try this build out, give it a chance, and comment on how it works for you. This deck is still in the process of development, but this archetype has great potential. Until next time, AMG out.